It's Miami. Means only one thing. We're back. So good morning, everyone. It is Mitchell, aka Walker in Orlando, and welcome to the saddest day of the cruise, Debarkation Day. Debarkation Day. Means we have to get off the ship today. Do I want to get off? Absolutely not. Do we have to? Unfortunately, because we only paid for this cruise, and paid for the next one. At some point, we will do a back-to-back cruise where you literally get off and get right back on the same cruise. But as you can see, we are back to Miami. They have started work on getting the cruise ship looks like getting the cruise ship fueled back up. We're getting ready to start taking everything off. It's really early this morning. I actually woke up at 4:45 this morning, and I intended to take a couple videos of us coming into port, but I forgot. So, well, but still got a few things this morning, so we'll be able to show you all of Debarkation Day, everything else with it. What does it entail? Some tips and tricks of what to do for Debarkation Day and everything else. And then we'll go have breakfast, walk off the ship for the last time on this cruise. Also, this is more likely the last time we will be back to Port of Miami for the Disney Cruise Line. Now, depending on if we decide to go on a different cruise, it may not be the last time in Port of Miami, but as it comes to Disney cruises, it's more likely our last time coming to Port of Miami on a Disney cruise. Which is funny because we said that for the last 3 cruises, our last 2 cruises, and we kept saying, oh, we're only going to Canaveral or anything else. But it's because starting in November of this year, Disney would be going out of Fort Lauderdale, out of the Port of Everglades. So, keep that in mind. So, but hang out with us today as we have the saddest day of the year, the saddest day of a week, cruise time, of Debarkation Day. What's impressive to me is they've got 2 of these giant tropical oil tanker trucks to start fueling the ship. Oh, and they've already connected us. And then there's the gangway. Ugh, don't wanna. So to give you an idea, Cabanas is open on Debarkation Day, but you do also have the option to go to the sit-down restaurants here as well. So the way it works, wherever you ate the night before is where you will have your breakfast the next morning. But they still do it in the two sitting times. You have, like, so on our first cruise, we had to be at breakfast at about 7:30. On our second cruise on the Dream, because we had first dining, we had to be there at like 6 a.m. for breakfast. So this morning, we don't have to be at breakfast till 8:15. I'm just up really early because I'm an extremely morning person. So, but when it comes to Debarkation, you can do 2 things. You can either do express walk-off, which means you take all your bags with you, and you don't worry about tagging them, putting them outside your door the night before, and you can leave as soon as possible. Or, like us, we have started to put our bags out the night before, and you have to put your bags out by 10:30 the night before, so they can take it down and they'll take it off the ship for you. And they'll go, and so then, because we have 3 bags, I think we really need to reconsider how many bags we bring, because I found that we were able to kind of stuff it. I think we could stuff everything into 2 bags, but that's me. But, and then they give you a tag, one of the Disney characters, and ours this morning is Goofy Orange. Now what's going to happen is that because they take everything off little by little, they will call you when your bag has now been taken off the ship, and then you can go off the ship following at that point. Now everyone does need to be off the ship by, I think, 9:30 this morning, 9:30 or 9:45 this morning, because they have to then turn around and get the ship ready for the next people who are going to start arriving around 11 o'clock for their port arrivals. So, but it's kind of a interesting feeling of last morning. I don't think we're going to be going on another one until the fall of this year. I think our plan is to try to go on the Wish this fall with some friends, so that'd be kind of fun if we could do that. But can we talk about, so that is the Harmony of the Sea. when it was debuted, it was the largest cruise ships in the world. Now, you got Wonder of the Sea, soon to be Icon of the Sea, and then followed by Utopia of the Sea. So, kind of cool though, being the ability to see these ships, because it's kind of cool to see other cruise ships outside of Disney, but just the sheer size of other ships. And then the thing that we noticed a lot during our cruise was that the amount of cleaning and repairing they do all the time. Like, we saw a bunch of these guys in their like, jumpers out cleaning. Like last night we were eating before the show and we saw a bunch of guys fixing lights. So, also what impresses me is they tie all these things down for the nighttime. And then when everyone gets on the ship this morning for their cruise, they'll undo everything. But see, they are starting to put out stuff for when the next cruisers get on. Didn't do the twist and spout, and I didn't do the aqua dunk again. Kept saying I was gonna do it, and I never did, so. Oh well. Alright, I gotta find a way to get back downstairs so I can go catch up with Kayla, because I'm getting hungry and I would like some breakfast. It looks like a lot of people are already starting to leave. I can understand if you need to leave kind of early because you have to catch a flight, or you have connections or things like that nature, but like, we're gonna be the ones who are gonna try to leave as late as possible. They see they're starting to pull stuff off the ship, so they've got like, they're gonna start pulling the bags off. That thing is, we have to wait for our bags to get to Orange Goofy this morning. But they're already working very hard because they have to turn the entire ship around for people who will be coming in this morning. So I think the earliest port arrival time is 11 a.m. So you still got, you know, 3 hours till they get here. But I'm not ready to leave. Look at that. So now there's 3 of these fueling trucks. I'm impressed. It's the last morning of breakfast. Pretty sure I'm gonna get the omelet, and Kayla's gonna get pancakes. And necessity, coffee. Oof. There's a lot of cheese in that ham and cheese omelet. Look how much bacon you got. Wow. Well, now we're heading to the saddest part of our cruise. Heading to the atrium to disembark, because 9:30 is the latest we could be on the ship till. It's like 9:10 now, 9:05. At 9:30 they'll start telling you to get off the ship. So, oh well. Our last breakfast was good. If you go on the Disney Dream starting in December and you like Bonnie, who is our server, he was fantastic, you can request him. Actually kind of a nice thing. Oh wow. I was hoping there wouldn't be anyone down here. Well, that's the line right now to get off. Lord. Huh. You want to give it a minute? I think we'll give it a second. Yeah, the line continues all the way down because I think it's everyone getting done with their breakfast. So, because we are in no rush, because we have to make our long drive back home, no rush. But the way it works is that you get here, they'll scan you off the ship, then you have to go through customs. So if you sent your stuff off earlier, like last night, it will be in the terminal, and then you go through customs, and then you're done. So, just last little look of the 25th anniversary stuff. What I do love is they do have the picture from the day it did get christened by Disney, by Roy E. Disney and Patty Disney, and they're the unofficial godmother of the Disney magic, and in Port Canaveral and everything. Now they make a huge spectacle. It's weird because like they still do the christening, but not like what it used to be. Like, you know how you always hit a bottle of champagne for good luck. So, so Wonder is godparents, godmother is Tinkerbell. The Dream is Jennifer Hudson, and the Fantasy is Mariah Carey. Apparently Mariah Carey was a diva from what Tissa told us. Something else to make sure that you're aware of, that if you end up wanting pictures, like you had like the cast members take your photos on the camera, it's not like your own personal device. If you go to Shutters, this is the last time you can get anything, order anything, download anything. Once you're off the ship, you cannot retrieve it. It pretty much resets the system for the next cruise. So it's kind of something to keep in mind. But yeah, like I said, we're waiting because the line's too long. And we're not in a super big rush to get off the ship, honestly. But yeah, make sure if there's any, and then like I think, you know, the shops aren't open anymore because they're only open when they're at sea. Anything else, and just make sure that you've gotten everything. And then before you get off this cruise, make sure if you want to put a placeholder down, because you can put $250 down for a stateroom on any Disney cruise, and it takes 10% off of the next sailing, but it can't be on any other discount. So it could be a good deal, but also could just be, but there's also a lot of blockouts for it. But it can be used within 24 months of getting that. So a lot of things you gotta do. And then the other thing is filling out your survey card. We ended up filling out our survey card last night because that's how they determine how everything is. And what I like is it's not electronic, it's like actually by paper and stuff. So it like makes you have to do it. So it's kind of the big thing about it is it's nice. We make sure we always fill that out every time. Because we always like to showcase some of the cast members we encounter during our trip. Alright, Disney Magic, it's been a lot of fun again. Took care of us again. A little more busy this go around, but still just as fun. Don't know the next time we'll go on the Magic. We'll figure out time to go. But look at all that. The loading up for the next one. Well, it's be the last time that we think we see this terminal going on a Disney cruise. Next time it will be either Canaveral or Fort Lauderdale. So, good morning all. So, ignore the coffee and so, continuation on for the video. It's been a few days. I'm not saying in a bad way, like it's just been a few days since, not really in a few days, it's been, what's today, Monday the 31st. It's been about 3.5 weeks since we got off our cruise, and I know I'm just getting to this video, but it gotta give me time to reflect on our time. So, the last you saw, we were getting off the ships. I'm gonna go over how Debarkation works, but then I was gonna give you a general review of our cruise, and then at the very end, I'm gonna give you the idea of what's better, which ship was better, the Disney Magic or the Disney Dream, because we've been on both. So as you saw, as we were leaving, we walked off the ship and we were heading down to Customs. Well, now when we get down to that area, especially at Miami, it's just a big giant warehouse. I don't know how it works in Port Canaveral yet because we still haven't been to Canaveral yet. The way that kind of works is that you pick up your bag if you did where they pick it up for you from your room and they deliver it down there. We did that, except for one of our bags, because we had 3 bags. We've determined we like taking 3 bags. Something they will do is they will give you a character luggage tag, and I hope I have a picture that's put up here to show you what ours were. And then as you exit, they will call you for that, and then what will happen is where you got on the ship is where you will exit the ship. And so from the time that we got from the time that we got in line to the time we got to our car, it took about 30 minutes. And that was just because customs was a little longer. It took a little longer for them to get our bags, plus lines were just long. I mean, you have 2,700 people getting off the ship at once. You can do express, which just means that you take your bags with you, you can go off right away. Now, for me and Kayla, we weren't in no rush because we didn't have to be anywhere, and we had a 3-hour drive ahead of us, so we just didn't really want to jump into the car. We did express the first time we did it. This time we didn't. So that took about 30 minutes, very simple thing. And then what's nice is at Miami and Canaveral is that Port Canaveral with Disney, you pay your parking ahead of time. Same thing at Miami, as long as you're in the correct parking garage. And so we essentially didn't have to pay anything. We paid it up front, we walked out, we drove out, and all that. So to get from Miami back to Orlando, it takes about 3.5 hours. Now, depending on which route you take. If you take no tolls, it can take almost 4 hours. But we ended up taking some tolls and stuff, and so we left the port at about 10 a.m. and then we got back home about, I want to say it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and we ended up passing out right away. So it was a very good trip. Our overall general review of the trip was, it was really fun. The 25th anniversary, I thought there was enough 25th anniversary stuff that it wasn't like, it was enough, considering you also can meet some of the characters in their 25th anniversary. You could, in their 25th anniversary outfits and everything else. The fireworks, though, were amazing. The fact that we had 2 fireworks was really, really nice, especially considering we got the 4th of July fireworks. I still am a big firm believer that the food on the Disney cruise is probably the least, like, it's good, and if you can get the right things, essentially, it is very good. The thing we noticed the most about it, though, was that the desserts were a lot different. The food very much was different based on the fact that we were at different restaurants. So like the Animator's Palette had different food, Rapunzel's. And honestly, still today, I think out of all of the places we've eaten on both ships, Rapunzel's Royal Table is still our go-to. Amazing. We did eat a lot more at Cabanas. Breakfast at Cabanas, though, 100% worth it. I do say if you want to eat at Cabanas on the Magic or the Dream, do it for breakfast because it's very good. And also lunchtime had a lot of variety. We talked about that in one of the days, that we had a lot of variety on the food as a whole, and so it really worked out really great. Also room service, very good once again. However, though, on this cruise we found, just like on the Dream, it was a while to wait for it, but that was just purely because of the fact that you had a lot of, it was a full cruise. It was 2,700 people. Every room was booked. But it was still very good. Doing our continental breakfast was nice. But then, like I said, once we found how much we liked Cabanas, I would end up going up to Cabanas in the mornings, getting food, and then coming down with food for Kayla. Our room, though, on this cruise. Okay, we are in what's called a family veranda room. Now, what this means is that it is a bigger room. It's, 200 something square foot, like 275 square foot. Once again, rooms on a cruise ship are going to be small, but this was very nice. The bed on a Disney cruise, though, y'all, it is so comfortable. It, like, sinks in, it, like, hugs you, it's so comfy, and you can actually buy these mattresses from the same company Disney does. Now, it's like $500 or $600, but if you want the same level of sleep like you do on a cruise, the only thing I'd be missing is the rocking. The other thing that's nice about this room is that there are 4 beds. There is the master bed, which is a queen. You then have the couch, which can turn into a bed. Then you have a pull down bed from the top to make it into bunk beds, which you have to have the stateroom host take care of. And then you have a Murphy bed that comes down, which again, stateroom hosts take out. The only thing about the Murphy bed, though, is that it sits in front of the veranda. So if you have 5 people in that room, it can be very tight quarters. But overall, our room was fantastic. The other thing that was super nice was we were able to get a fan as well. Now, you don't normally get a fan in rooms. You have to ask for it. And even then, we didn't think we were going to get one because of the fact that it was summertime. And the Magic's AC wasn't the best. We had heard talks about it, but because we've only gone in February and December on the cruise ships, we didn't know. So it was rude. But the room, though, the AC in the room, though, was fantastic. So definitely 100% was really, really nice. Entertainment options, I know I kind of talked about it before. The entertainment options, fantastic. Again, the Rapunzel's stage show, we didn't actually go to, but we watched it on the in-room TV on our stateroom TV. I don't know if that even made sense. The Twice Enchanted Cinderella story was pretty cool. I wouldn't say it was my favorite thing, and it wasn't really like what I like, what personally I liked, but I thought it was done really, really well. It was a unique experience. It was a unique take on the story. And then, of course, Disney Dream. The Dream show, honestly, probably our favorite. Like, we like to believe on the Disney Dream, but the Disney's Dream show on the Disney Magic, hands down, probably one of our favorites, because I do think the Lion King segment at the very end, amazing. I don't have any footage from that because they don't allow you to record, but But that it still was a good show, and I recommend if you're on the Magic, you have to see the show. Right now, it is still on the ship, no matter what itinerary it takes. The other cool thing was that they had a magician, which we wanted to go see, but it was one of the nights I think we went to bed super early, and then we got to see Elemental in that theater. And I will tell you, I really enjoyed Elemental. I know a lot of people haven't, but I like it. So the other entertainment offerings, a lot of trivia, lots and lots of trivia. I felt like it was a lot of trivia. I did feel like in the Days at Sea, I feel like there wasn't as much to do. I felt like there was big gaps between the things that we wanted to do. Now, there wasn't like gaps in like the itinerary and stuff, but for things that me and Kayla wanted to do, it felt like there was big gaps. We did find stuff, but it felt like we had like 2 or 3 hours in between those sometimes. But because there is so much to offer on the ship, especially with the adult section being so like being a larger area, was nice. In those hot tubs and that pool in the adult section is great. They also had great movies on the Funnel Vision. We actually never got to watch a movie in the Buena Vista Theater, but there was lots of movies. We really wanted to see Guardians, but they offered it like 11 p.m. one night and like 2 p.m. on our Castaway Key day. So, and then all the different like the shows, like I said, we didn't watch Pirates Night because again it was one of the nights we went to bed early because we were tired, and really this trip was all about just getting as much sleep as we possibly could. Was really, and, and everything else, and then all the different character meet and greets. Like we did get to meet a decent amount of characters on this trip, so I'm really happy about that. Kayla's really happy about that. Castaway Key. Okay, summertime at Castaway Key. It's prime time to go. We literally got off the ship as soon as we could get off the ship, and we did not get on the ship until closer back to the time to get back on the ship. Pretty much because of how hot it is outside, we could pretty much be in the water all day. I snorkeled for a little while. We went to we ate at Serenity Bay Barbecue. Serenity Bay Barbecue, hands down the best lunch we had on this cruise, and I would honestly recommend going there because it is very much, it's like all fresh. It's so fresh. It's so good. It's amazing. We also got to do the Pelican Plunge, the water slides, and I will tell you what, terrifying. Those were terrifying, but so much fun. I do kind of wish they had more. I'm not going to compare it, but like you have Royal Caribbean has Coco Cay, Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and it has like a water park. And I think the water park is extra, but I don't think it's like super expensive extra. But I get what Castaway Cay was doing. But it was just nice because we were able to float in the water all day long. And so we think the next time we go to Castaway Cay, either this fall or next spring, we may try to do an excursion. We really want to do parasailing, but the only thing was that parasailing doesn't happen if it's too windy. So, but Castaway Cay, perfect. Honestly, 10 out of 10 day. It was one of the best days we had. We got so sunburned, even though we kept putting sunscreen on. We ended up, and what was fun was we went to Serenity Bay, and we ended up passing out for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours on a hammock. Me and Kayla slept on a hammock, and it was perfect. So Castaway Cay, 100%. And then just overall experience, it was great. Everything was fantastic. Every cast member we encountered was great. Our servers at dinner were fantastic. We had to go to guest services a couple times. And I will tell you, there is a fun story within the merch video that'll be coming out after this video that I will get to explain about getting some of our gifts. Overall, what does that say? I mean, we still love it. We still love the Magic. We think the reason we loved the Magic so much before was because we went during a COVID trip where it was still heavily reduced capacity and only like 50 or 70%. This go around, it was full capacity. We found it could be a little busy at places, but we definitely do love it. Now, when it comes to comparison, do we like the Dream or do we like the Magic more? We definitely felt like we leaned more towards the Dream. We felt the Dream had a lot more to do. It has the Aqua Duck. And yet again on this trip, I did not do the Aqua Dunk again on the Magic. But what is the next for us for Disney cruising? Well, here's the plan. We think this fall we're going to go with one of my best friends and his wife on the Wish for probably a 3 or 4 night cruise, just to say we've been on the Wish. Now, that may be November. I don't know when they come down. I think they come down in November. So we're going to look into that. We're going to see if we can maybe swing that. We're hoping in February we're going to go on a 7-night Pixar Day at Sea at cruise with my family on a Eastern Caribbean cruise, which will take us to the U.S. Virgin Islands and another stop. But it would be 3 days at sea, but it'd be on the Disney Fantasy. And then now our ultimate trip that we for sure are going to do next year. Next September, We are going on a Disney Alaskan cruise on the Disney Wonder. This is going to be a thing for me and Kayla to celebrate our 1-year anniversary / honeymoon 1 year later, but this is Kayla's dream cruise. Now, we are looking at the 8-day trip, so that means we were going to have to fly all the way to we're going to fly to Vancouver, we're going to get on the ship there, and we're going to spend 8 days and then fly back. So that is those. We have 3 potential. We definitely have 2 cruises we for sure going to do, because I think we will for sure do the 7-night with my parents and the Alaskan cruise. We're unsure about the Wish, but we'd love to. It'd be great if you guys could help support us, watch our videos, everything else. I'm going to have a whole video talking about some membership things once I get that settled and figure out what I'm going to do for that. But that's kind of our plan. That's kind of our trip. It was fantastic. I can't tell you how much I recommend it. If you don't, it is expensive, but really, I don't think anything less than 5 days for your first cruise is worth it. You really have to do 5 days, and we're finding that even 5 days, we feel like it wasn't enough. So that's why even though we're looking at a 3 or 4 night cruise to do on the Wish with our friends, it's just because we want to hang out with our friends, and we want to check out the Disney Wish. Because then we would have been on every class of ship. Plus, then we want to go on the Fantasy, which everyone tells us is their favorite. Then the Alaskan cruise, which I'm so excited to do the Alaskan cruise. Like, that's Kayla's dream cruise right there. So, but hopefully you guys did enjoy our entire week. Like I said, I do have one more video coming out for our trip, for our merch trip, or all our merchandise that we got. So it's not going to be a super long video. We didn't actually get a lot this time. We got a lot more freebie things, but we ended up giving those away, so I don't think I have those. But with all that being said, I do head on inside because it looks like Blakely, my corgi, wants to go inside because I guess my dad's home. I will see y'all next time.